Alright, this video is gonna be pretty negative, but that's kind of the point of it. But to start, I do really love Rivals of Aether too, and I haven't really talked about it much on this channel, but this is kind of my most played game in recent history. I think I'm gonna hit like hour 600 by the time this goes up. I just have a lot of love for this game. I really want to see it succeed in like a lot of ways. I've been a fan since like Rivals 1, got that like right before the pandemic hit, and I thought like, wow, this is like one of the best platform fighters they've ever made, and then they made a sequel. I was kind of sus of it at first. But you know, as time went on, I really got to enjoy Rivals of Aether 2 for what it is. There are still some things about it that kind of irk me a bit. This is also kind of sparked like partially by whatever the hell is going on with Evo, but that's something I'm gonna touch on a bit later into the video. So make sure you don't turn that dial. Make sure you watch the whole thing all the way through. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into this right here, right now. Keeping on the positive train, I really do just enjoy the general gameplay loop of this game. Like it's kind of the thing that got me back into platform fighters. I really wasn't playing any for a while, but it feels like the ultimate platform fighter. That's not Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because that's not the ultimate platform fighter, all things said. You have like so many mechanics that come from different games, and they all like mesh in this very satisfying way. It feels like if you are like even slightly familiar with any other platform fighter, even like, I'm talking like some Smash, but even like any other indie platform fighter, you're just going to find something about this game that you like latch onto, and it's like, oh, this is like the game I play. I can like implement this and cheese other people with it. Because at the end of the day, every single platform fighter is a super cheese fest. This one I feel like is just slightly less cheesier than the other games, and that's kind of what makes it the universal game. Anyone can like really tap in and understand after a certain point. And that's kind of why I'm frustrated with some things, like the way people talk about floor hugging. Listen, I get it. It's a different thing. I came like from a pretty ultimate heavy perspective into Rivals 2, and that floor hugging, it kind of feels bad at first, but you gotta learn to get around it. You gotta learn to deal with the stuff. I played some melee, a lot of melee after 2, and I realized, okay, yeah, you kind of just gotta floor hug some of this stuff. It's a mechanic in the game. If they remove it, they have to change the whole game fundamentally for it, and I think that the upside for it are much better than like the game without it. I really love defensive mechanics in platform fighters. One of the things I really don't like about, say, Ultimate is that it doesn't really have a lot of on-hit defense. SDI is like a thing, but it's like, you either break your controller or you're not doing it at all, is the thing with Ultimate. And even like very simple things like crouch cancel, yeah, it's in Ultimate, it's like really weak. I like having pronounced defensive mechanics because it enhances the ways anyone can play the game. So I really love this game, love what they're doing with the mechanics. Keep floor hugging in fact, make it stronger, make people even angrier. I think that's what I want right now. One thing I really have a gripe with about this game is the way they do balance patches. It happens way too frequently, if I'm being honest. Like every 2 weeks, there is a patch, and that's usually to add either a new season or a new skin, and that's like completely fine. They need to keep the content cycle up to date, but they do a balance patch with like almost every single one, and sometimes it's nothing much. They just like do a couple bug fixes, like maybe they slightly tweak a move or two. But for the past couple months, they've just been changing the game in very like major ways over and over and over again, and it gets very annoying very quickly when they just change things and expect you to like be chill with it on a regular basis. A couple weeks ago, they made like the whole Maple dash attack reworked, and it's like, okay, and they had a bunch of other fixes with that. The other week, they literally just gave Arcane a new side special, and I know they probably had that cooking up for a while, but it feels weird to just have this character receive a pretty major rework on some random Tuesday with nothing else to really offer. I really wish that they just kept the game in a more stable state for longer periods of time, really let the meta simmer down. They notice that like some things are a bit overtuned at one point in time, but you also have to let the meta adapt a bit to just see how people respond to that. Maybe we like overtuned a thing or two. There was the last summer where Arcane was overtuned, and so they like did a quote-unquote knee-jerk thing. I think people realized that Arcane was still like a bit busted after that, but they did a lot of things to like hit Arcane hard all at once, and I don't think people were very happy about that, because yeah, you completely changed the character all at once. And I did like drop the game for a period of time because they just changed everything about it. And it's like, okay, I don't really care to learn the game that much when they just changed how my character works sometimes. It's like, dude, this is stupid. I'm just gonna go play melee, and I did play melee for a while. So I think they really need to let the game sit for a while. Keep the content coming. Keep the content rolling. Give me more skins, give me more of those events, all of that good stuff. What did I just say? It just came out of my mouth. Never mind that. But speaking of content, Something I think this game needs is content not inside the game, but outside of it. Something more outside of the game. I feel like the content sphere is in a very weird state because this game actually does have a lot of Twitch viewership. Whenever I log into Twitch and I like want to see if there's someone playing the game, there's usually like someone like playing the game, a couple people at least. I don't think I've ever seen it under 50 unless it's early morning and nobody's on for that. But I think on the Twitch side of things, there's a lot of people like playing all the time, and so you can always just like watch the game. Someone's grinding ranked, someone's just playing unranked, playing with viewers at the tournament going on, something like of that sort. I think that's great. I think that's amazing. I think that's awesome. What's not awesome is that YouTube kind of sucks for this game right now. This is part of where I'm being negative, and this is part of where I contemplated not really making this video because I'm like complaining into the void about something I could fix myself, but who cares? I don't think this game really has a stable content sphere in YouTube because most of it is kind of the result of just things that you could also see on Twitch at some points in time. There's some like solid scripted content, some really edited montages, all of that. But for the most part, I don't really see like strong Rivals of Aether content in the YouTube sphere. And I think that's part of what hinders growth outside of people that like really care about the game already. The core player base is already like going to be watching like the gameplay and the tier lists and all that, and so that's good to have regardless. But there's not really anything that like brings in a new viewer, because when you think about it, Twitch is just going to be people who are already familiar with the game tapping into someone that they've already been watching for a while, and the only real way you're gonna get someone new from Twitch to like watch the game is if one of their favorite streamers is just like playing the game already, and that's not really gonna happen a whole lot unless there's something big like Twitch Rivals or Wisely Wars, which are very cool events and I like them a lot. YouTube kind of needs more stuff. I feel like there's already some like really good stuff. One channel I really like is I think it's Epic. I really love Epic's content. Just getting the tourney highlights out there. It's edited a good amount. I don't watch them all the time because sometimes I've like already just watched the tournament, but it's very good. And I think there needs to be more like stuff like that, honestly. There needs to be someone like Turn It Down for Walt for the game. I'm not gonna lie, it's somebody who's ready to stake their whole livelihood on this shit. I'm not saying someone should just steal his entire flow, his entire portfolio, and do that same thing with Rivals, but I think the most powerful thing that Walt does for Melee is be able to tell narratives on a consistent basis. I think Walt really does a good job at displaying the current state of the game, getting new people interested. You could like get someone who's never touched Melee on like 3 or 4 Turn It Down for Walt vids, and they would probably just understand like the current state of the Melee climate, at least at like the tippy top, and that's honestly a dub. They're probably gonna like figure some stuff out. They're gonna get some more videos like coming their way. Maybe they even tap into like a Zane or Cody stream or something like that. That's how you like get people in, I feel. But I feel like Rivals is needing something like that. Someone to tell stories, be that type of person. I really want there to be something like of a YouTube sphere on here. It's just like a bit lacking right now. Something I also think the game needs is like help with tourney mode. I was at Combo Breaker this weekend. It was great. It was a wonderful experience, but there are still some issues with like tourney mode. I think like console drop would be lovely for this game. I think it would do absolute wonders. I would really like that to come soon, but that's also like something so outside of anyone's control, outside of the devs, and they're probably like working like hell to get that because they know that's where the money is. They know that the PS5 sales, the Nintendo Switch 2 sales, Dan Fernese is gonna buy 10 fucking yachts, and nobody's gonna be able to stop him with that Nintendo Switch 2 money. Trust that. I think another thing that's also hindering growth a bit is that whenever I like get on socials for this game, I'm not like active out in the community outside of like just locals and stuff, but whenever I see people talk, it's all so negative. And people are so mad about this game so much, and it has a very tangible long-term effect. I think there's just this air of complaining that's gotten so commonplace. Whenever I see it on Twitter, whenever I see it on Reddit, people I know that definitely love the game because they probably spent like 110 million hours in it, but they're just highlighting the negative things about it. In other avenues, people are just like very mad about random things. Like you guys gotta gas yourselves up. If you love the game, you gotta let other people know that you love the game, even if you like hate it sometimes, even if it's dumb, even if I died a Zetterburn at like 20% because I missed a tech. Ugh, that's stupid. It was something I saw a lot when Rivals was not announced at Supernova at first, and then it got announced like the day after because people got like very mad, and it's like, yay, we won as Rivals. It's like, no, you didn't really win. You kind of just got mad, and people like saw you getting mad, and it's like, I don't even know if I want to play this game if the other people are like that, because I saw that and I was like, I think that like disgusts me a bit. I don't like how these people are operating. And that kind of leads me into talking about Evo, because oh my goodness, I don't even like, the whole concept of what's happening with Evo kind of just gets me very annoyed. Firstly, because like I'm not supportive of Evo under its new ownership. Yeah, that shit's just like owned by the Saudi government now. I don't really plan to get into the gist of it too much in this video. I've linked a very helpful article below about what it means in general for this acquisition, as well as a video by Sagen, which I feel like reflects my sentiments pretty well. In short, this is a sports washing, more specifically esports washing. It's soft power being used to sort of sway people towards, I guess, the Saudi government and kind of mask the things that they've done, which there's a lot of things that they have done. To put it simply, there's quite a lot. And so I don't think it's really something that can be swept under the rug. And especially like if you kind of just let it go now, you let it bubble into something a lot bigger. Yes, they have a lot of money to put into the prize pools, but it's not the cleanest money, I'll say that much. And I'm not really a fan of what happens to Rivals if they really want to like keep Evo under their wing. If like it becomes a thing where Rivals needs to really lean on Evo to get its viewership, to get its thing on really, I'm not gonna be a huge fan of that. Rivals really needs to have its own like separate space apart from like Smash and FGC. It's not a bad thing that it's there right now, because it kind of needs to be there already. It needs to have a place to actually exist before it tries to build its own. But I think it's already established enough at these big events that a large-scale Rivals event is already possible. And there are literally large-scale Rivals events. Heatwave, Hitfall. I think Full Stack is kind of approaching that, but I don't really know. But there kind of needs to be more of that. And I think one of the biggest blunders ever is Ludwig, instead of really pushing to make those events massive for Rivals, instead trying to like funnel everybody into Evo when that could backfire so badly like it's kind of currently doing right now. Like so many people got free registration for Evo just because they said, oh yeah, this Rivals game, it's definitely very cool. I love it, Mr. Ludwig. Please give me that Evo registration. Yum, yum, yum. I got like 5 different emails from off-brand begging me to just sign up for Evo, and it's like, no, I'm good, bro. I don't think I really need this right now. And I really do wonder, is this going to have a tangible effect versus pushing it to like some other tournament that is big on Rivals specifically? Could we have like not pushed this towards like Supernova or like Riptide or something else that's going to have like a big Rivals turnout already, instead of like a tournament that's kind of just has Rivals here as a, to be honest, a damn gimme. We need some platform fighter here after a decade. Even like LACS. I don't know what the hell happened to LACS. They had one and it seemed good. I don't know like everything that happened behind the scenes with that, but I feel like they could have just run that again and really have a Rivals focus. I don't know if it would have gotten the same viewership if they didn't like piggyback off of having Melee and Ultimate there, but at the end of the day, it's Ludwig. It's Ludwig fucking Agren. This dude with $1 million to his name, he's like the video game Mr. Beast. He can just like throw money at shit like he's doing right now. And it kind of makes me mad that Evo has become this hot pot for controversy for Rivals for like no legitimate reason. I really wish there was like a different turn of actions that was taken, like much further ahead. I really wish that like there's a better turn of actions taken further ahead too. Because if this Evo gamble does not really work out, I feel like it is going to be very dire for Rivals, because the PR I've been seeing is just not great. I really want something better for this game because I love it a lot. I love it a lot. I love all of the chuds in the game. They do so many stupid things and they could bring me great joy. When I kill somebody at like 0 with Maple, it's so joyous. It's so wonderful. It makes me happy inside. And I want other people to feel that type of joy. I want other people to get into the game. So that's what I feel like is something that needs to happen in order to get people to really, really love Rivals of Aether the way I do, the way I know other people do. So this is your call to action. This is your call to make for a better future, for a better tomorrow. I don't know what else, but this is supposed to be inspiring. You too can have a change on the world, just like Ludwig, the very inspirational Ludwig. Be like Ludwig. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but thank you for listening. This really was just a rant where I just said a bunch of things, but I think it came out coherently enough. I think it came out coherently. Thank you.